welcome. Thank you for joining me today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the my 8 things that you do not need for newborns. I learned this over the years, especially having 6 kids. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Pang, BlossomEternityChick. Thank you for taking your time to actually watch my video or watch my some of my channel or some of my videos in my channel. So we're gonna go ahead right into it, and if you guys are interested, just keep on watching. Okay, so the first item that I recommend for especially new moms, not new moms to be, but mothers who's probably had 1 or 2 or 3 kids, the first item is shoes. I know they all look so pretty. I know they all look so fantastic. The only thing I would suggest with shoes is picture day or pictures, unless you want to put socks on them. If they can walk by the age of 9-month-old, it's great to actually have shoes. But if they can't walk, shoes is a lot of money, especially when it comes to kids, because by the time they're like walking at 9 months to 1 years old to 2 years old, then you know what, maybe saving those money for all these shoes when they were infants can probably save you a ton of money. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead to the next one. The second item is if you just had a newborn, it might only work for some, or makes sense for some, especially with small little babies. I usually have 5, 6, or 7 pound babies, and I know this preemie looks a little so small. I still have this one, and my son was born December 15, 2018, and this wasn't even born yet. He was 5 pounds and no, he was 6 pounds and 9 ounces. To me, that was still considering very, very teeny. I mean, well, to me, when I carry him, I'm very petite, so he looks really, really huge. But these clothes still were a little bit too big for him. So buying preemie and newborn clothes is a lot harder for me than for a lot of people. Well, it's actually easy for me, or easy for a lot of us who actually have small babies. Unless they're preemies, then go ahead and get these for your baby who's a preemie. But my point is getting probably at least 5 pairs. I know they go through it so much, but by the time you realize it, when they turn a month old, you probably can't use these anymore because they grow so fast. So I always know that, but for some reason every new kid is so different that I actually forgot that I don't need that many. So he still has like a couple of them that's still new that hasn't been worn yet. So these are all my opinions. You guys don't really have to go towards what I'm saying, but I'm just letting you guys know what works for me. Okay, so the next item is probably bibs. This may or may not be good, especially if they're newborns. Newborns actually don't need lots of bibs. They do need, however, burp cloth and other stuff, which I will go into like another video regarding all that. But bibs are not really good for infants. I mean, they are good for infants, but at the same time, they're sleeping half the time, or they're sleeping all the time, and they hardly don't even have the time to get up and play with you, hang out, or just do peekaboos. So I recommend not using any of these bibs for a baby. Sometimes what I do is I'll just take one of this out with me, and if I don't want to keep on bringing a washcloth or a burp cloth, I usually bring a bib with me, and then just wipe them down, or just hang it on the car seat or his diaper bag, just to be sure that I have something on hand if I can't grab his washcloth or his burp cloth. So that's the only reason why I bring it with me, not to put it on his neck, but just in case of an accident. Okay, so the next item is, if you live in a hot climate, um, then this don't really necessary means it's the next item is this baby kit bag. Well, it's not actually a bag. I still kept the box. So it's a safety first. All I have is this nursery essential grooming kit. I actually showed you guys probably 8 months ago or before I was due about my haul. I know that this is not a necessary or necessity item, because you can actually just use your or one of the baby finger clips or fingernail clips, and then what this has is no, that this is actually from the hospital. Half the time I don't even know what half of these stuff does, you know. If anyone can let me know in the comments down below what you use this for, that would be great, because I've been a mom for like 6 times and I've never once seen a scissor. I don't know what it's for. Maybe to trim their hair. I don't know. But yeah, so leave me a comment down below. That would be nice. And then the next item is the comb. Combs are good. I mean, they actually just, like I said, they give you the something like this at the hospital, so you're good with that for at least 9 months. And then it has a nail clipper. You can actually purchase this separately too. Sometimes what I do is, since I have so many kids, I know I wanted to get something for him, so I can actually just take it on the go. And then you can actually I know these are good. They say don't clip their fingernails, but sometimes if it's like on the side, I know you can actually try to take them out, but they prefer you to do this instead, which I haven't done it because I'm very sensitive to that kind of noise, or just you know, scratching and all that. I'm very sensitive when listening to it. So that's the brush. So if you are okay with getting these stuff, which is great, but at the same time you really don't need any of these stuff, they do have these handy, probably at the store per, maybe they actually have them per item that you can actually purchase it, but half these items I don't even use. Excuse me. So at the same time, what I'm trying to say is maybe it's not a good idea to actually get this, because I don't even use any of this, but the nail clipper will be very handy. Okay, sorry about that, my memory died, or my camera died. So as I was saying, so I think the only thing I will use in here again is just a nail clipper. So we're gonna go ahead to 2 other items. They're too big for me to actually carry, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and take you guys there, and then you guys can actually see the other 2 items you don't need for the okay, so I was talking about this swing. So this swing is not needed for an infant. The baby will actually sleep throughout the whole entire day and night, depending on if he or she wakes up in the middle of the night, or I mean not in the middle of the night, wakes up during the day. So basically you don't need this for an infant. I actually didn't have no one to actually help me hold him once in a while, so that's why I opt to actually get this for him. And it helps me, but then again, if you don't have to, this is not very or not necessary to actually get something like this, but if you want to. So that is that, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this is a play mat. I believe this is good for a toddler or a 8-month-old, 9-month-old. But then they did have, or it does have like some toys hanging on this, but I just took it off. This would be too big for like an infant, but then if you wanted to get it for a baby, or I mean a toddler that can sit and crawl, maybe it might not be a good idea too as well, but especially just for an infant, think it's not worth it. Some of these cost like about $60. So yeah, so this is the next thing that you don't need for a baby. So that is that. Okay, and then the last item is this Moby Wrap Evolution. I don't think it's necessary to actually get this for a newborn. I tend to actually just carry my baby most of the time. I know that sometimes you actually don't have hands, and then you probably need it, but I think it's better to actually get something that you don't need to actually, it's just, some probably prefer this, but in my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. I don't have that time to actually just wrap this around me, especially taking it to the store. That would be too much work for me. I have like a 5-year-old that I have to watch crossing the street, and then I have like, I mean, if I was, planning on, taking it inside the store, I think that would take like quite a lot of time. So I haven't actually used it yet, but now that my 5-year-old is actually careful sometimes crossing the street, I may probably use it. I think I have like 2 other baby wrap, but I will probably talk about it in my next video, so you guys can actually see what are my 3 top things to actually wrap a baby. But then I think for an infant, you really don't need it because they sleep almost all the time. Okay, so I hope you guys liked my video. I hope you guys enjoyed my 8 things you do not need for a baby. This is just my opinion personally, but if you guys like it, it's totally up to you. It's just my personal opinion, just to let you guys know, and just giving you guys some insights or ideas for new moms or for mothers who's becoming mom again. So if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe down in the bar below, the red button, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my contents in the near future. And I hope to see you in my next video, and don't forget, stay tuned for my probably 5 or 8 or 10 things that you do need for a baby. So I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.